Coach, you said that the guys, you know, they love playing those out-of-state games, but you really need to try to keep them in state and focus on your home games. Tell me a little bit more about your schedule and where you think you want to trend towards in the coming seasons.
Well, I mean, we always want to play very good opponents, and you know, Hoover actually comes to us this year, so that should be really a marquee high school football game. We go to Enterprise over there and play a team in Alabama that I feel like is a natural rivalry because Enterprise to Moultrie is only about 2 hours. It's not very far. Those out-of-state games are important for fan interest, and your best teams in the country do it. I don't think you can ever have a high school program that you can claim one of the tops in the country without doing some of that, and because you're just not going to get the national recognition that you need. It's just like Georgia playing Texas. Those games, I mean, if Georgia plays Western Carolina, who cares? I mean, but if Georgia plays Texas, man, that's going to make people come to the game. It's going to make people watch it, and that's the same situation in high school football. So we do it first of all because we want to play the best. It gives us a chance come playoff time, and then I think it's good for high school football. Period.
7th season with the Packers, led them deep into the playoffs most of those years, but you're still hunting for that region championship. What's it going to take, and how important is that for this team?
We have talked more about this summer about winning the region to get us home playoff games for our fan base. I'm not going to call it a championship. I'm going to call it a top seeding. We've only lost one football game in 3 years at home. So it's probably better for us to try to play some home playoff games, and for us to do that, we've got to win the region. Now, we've got Lowndes and Camden and Lee County as our home games. We travel to Valdosta and Tift. It's a tough region. It's a war every Friday night. Region 1, Region 7, and probably Region 8 are the deepest regions in this state, and that's where the state championships have come out of. Now, McEachern is going to have to be reckoned with. You know, that I feel like they're probably one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the state.
You said defensively you don't just play one look, you mix it up all across the board. Speaking of UGA, I think the players had some issues with the complexity of some of the schemes that Grantham was trying to teach, just not really grasping it. With the high school level player, how do you make sure that they're really following what you're trying to teach them?
Well, I think you spend a lot of time. I mean, I just think they have to buy into more than the simplicity part. I think the game, it's a lot more complex now than it was even 10 years ago. And multiplicity and scheme is probably the key to it because we're in the age of the computer. They have a huddle account number, so kids can go home on their iPhones and on their laptops, and they can study practice tape. You're spending probably 5-6 hours a day with them, so and at least an hour and a half, 2 hours of that is studying game footage and practice footage and all that kind of stuff. That allows you, I think, to be more complex in what you do.